why don't we start first with MNF? You know, I can't say that was the best performance I've ever seen from the Lions, but compared to the Raiders, Detroit basically looked invincible last night. Even on a sloppy night for them, even on a night where the Lions gave away a free touchdown, they turned the ball over 3 times, they went 1 for 5 in the red zone. I mean, Detroit was pretty sloppy last night. It's just that the Raiders were way sloppier. Like, orders of magnitude sloppier. The Lions, pretty sloppy. Vegas, a massive disaster. Yet somehow they were still in position to steal that game, incredibly enough. And had they stole that game, or at least backdoored the big head and I, man, there would have been hell to pay. I can't even tell you. The head and I, James Kelly, have been on a reverse heater of sorts. Not just that we were losing games, but how we were losing games, and it looked like it might happen again until we got right late. Until the Lions got right late. Until the Raiders got all wrong late. I mean, Raiders, yo, are you trying to get Jimmy G killed? Hey, Jimmy, are you trying to get the coach fired? Yo, coach, are you trying to get Davante Adams to quit? Because the answer to all of these questions, as always, is yes, apparently. Davante's reaction on the bench at the end of the game, after he slammed his helmet off the ground, pretty much said it all. Then at his locker during the postgame, he pretty much had nothing to say. But then again, what is there even to say at this point? Tell you what, he wants to be very careful in the way he chooses his words. Either he can't find the words, or he knows exactly what the words are, but doesn't want to say them. That's what I'm here for, my dude. I got you. I'll say it for you. Get me the hell out of here.
Someone call someone.
Someone call someone and get me the hell out of here.
Someone call someone.
Please, by some miracle, let me out the door before the 4 p.m. Eastern trade deadline today. I mean, if he had actually said that, would anybody blame him? Of course this dude is frustrated. He was wide ass open all night long and came away with 1 reception, 1 catch for 11 yards for one of the premier players in the sport. I mean, it is absurd, especially since he could have had a 98-yard TD in the fourth quarter when he was, once again, wide open. This dude is running all alone behind the defense, and Jimmy just launches the throw into the water coolers behind the bench. I mean, Davante's got every right to be mad, really mad, and I don't blame this guy at all. The only thing that Davante can be blamed for was wanting to play for this team in the first place. It was actually his idea. He actually signed up for that garbage. Seriously. Garbage. Has to be an all-time example of be careful what you wish for. Davante must have been like, yeah, I'm leaving Aaron, and I'm leaving the pack, but I want a ball with my dog. I want a ball with my dog, even if he's more car than dog.
A car.
Hello. He probably was thinking, yeah, but you know what, though? Really? How bad could it get? How bad could it be? How bad could it really be? This bad? Essentially as bad as possible? Let me give you bad. 157 yards of total offense last night. Bad. 77 net passing yards. Bad. And let's not forget, Detroit was fresh off a game where Baltimore put up 500 yards on them and threw for 357. So there's not really much of an excuse for the Raiders not being able to move the ball at all last night. Well, other than they've been complete on offense all season long. All season long. So really, why would last night be any different? And if they knew how to fix it, they would, right? Am I right, Josh Jacobs? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Yeah, he's not wrong. Hey, Chuck, who did that to your head? Was that your lady or did you do that yourself? Can't stop looking at it. Anyway,
my job.
Josh Jacobs is not wrong. It's not his job. And also, he was the only one on offense who did anything last night. He led the team in rushing. He led the team in receiving last night. He scored Vegas' only offensive touchdown. I mean, in addition to all of that, does he have to be the one to fix the rest of the offense too? Yeah, I don't think that's his job. I think that's above his pay grade. Is Josh Jacobs supposed to call the plays himself? Is he supposed to tell Jimmy G how to play quarterback? Is he supposed to snap the ball to himself and then turn around and hand himself the ball and then block for him? Is he supposed to run play action for himself? Is he supposed to pull like a guard and get out in front of him? Is he supposed to run play action and then throw it to himself downfield? The guy can't do everything. In terms of Jimmy G, somebody does need to help Jimmy G on how to do his job, though. It might not be Josh Jacobs' job to fix all those problems, but somebody has to fix Jimmy G or help him do his job, because right now that dude looks absolutely lost. He leads the league in INTs despite missing 2.5 games. That's not easy to do. And he plays like his favorite thing in the world is to get sacked. Nobody has ever made Derek Carr seem so dominant, seem so appealing. The only thing that Jimmy G has over a Carr is that Jimmy G doesn't cry.
And for that to be the result of all that effort pisses me off. Pisses a lot of guys off.
I'll tell you what.
It's hard. Knowing what
if Jimmy G did cry last night, I would not have blamed him for that at all. He did get the hell beat out of him.
Like just so we could be there.
Now, thanks, Derek. Luckily for Jimmy, we have all seen Jimmy's backups, and they've been just as awful. So I'm really not sure that his job is really in any kind of jeopardy. I don't think. But Josh McDaniels, man, my poor dude, Josh McD, he's been trending all morning long and not in a favorable way. Lots of different trending items such as McDummy, McDumbass. I mean, he's catching a lot of heat. So where does that leave Jimmy G? I mean, yeah, the guy looked like hell last night, but you're not going to bench him, right? You ran Derek Carr to get to this guy. You gave him that contract. We've seen his backups. I mean, Josh, obviously you're not going to bench this guy, right? Josh didn't exactly say that, did he? I'm not going to talk about that right now. Given the options that guy has at quarterbacks, he still wouldn't commit to Jimmy G. But then again, do you blame him for that? The hell does that say about Garoppolo that the guy they dumped Carr for and paid? What's that say about him if McDaniels can't even stand in front of all of us and say that he's still a better option than Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer? That's how far Garoppolo has fallen. That's how badly he's playing right now. Pretty horrible state of affairs for the silver and black. A horrible state of affairs in that it really doesn't make a difference, does it? Doesn't matter who they run out there quarterback at this point. G, Aiden, or the Destroyer, who hasn't won in like a decade. Terrible sign for Jimmy, but it also means that swapping one for the other changes nothing. Because they've all been, to steal a phrase from the big head James Kelly, ass. Let me put it to you this way. Benching this guy is not going to solve the Raiders' problems. And as to how to solve the Raiders' problems, don't look at me. I don't know. I really don't. I've got a lot of answers, but I do not have the answer to that question. Don't look at me, and don't look at Josh Jacobs.
I don't know. That ain't my job.
Don't look at me, don't look at Josh Jacobs, and don't look at Chalk unless you want to look like a vampire. I'm not afraid of turning to stone, dude, if I look at you. I'm afraid I'll end up with that hair. I'm afraid I'll end up like a vampire. This dude's on TV, national TV with that dude. Get it, Chalk. Chalk's like, what? Why are you making such a big deal out of this? I show up like this every day. True. Anyway, Detroit. I know you, Detroit. I know what you're thinking. I know you better than you know you. And this is the part where you run up in here and say, yo, Rome, what about us? What about us? Why are you still talking about those losers? And here's what I have to say to you, Lions fans. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not making you wait. I was saving the best for last. Because holy crap, Lions fan, are things amazing right now, or are things amazing right now? Not perfect. It was sloppy. You almost let that get away. We almost got backdoored again, but almost doesn't matter. You got that dub. Things are pretty damn good right now, aren't they? No, you didn't play your best game. It didn't matter. When push came to shove, they got it done. How wild is it that you just hosted a sold-out primetime game and played only 8, still won easily, more importantly, covered, to push your record to 6-2. The 6-2 first place Detroit Lions. How good does that sound? How good does that feel, Lion fan? Even better, Detroit right now is the biggest division favorite according to Vegas in the entire league. Right now, Vegas, and Vegas knows, believe me, Vegas knows better than the guys within the sport. Obviously, Vegas says the Lions are more likely to win the NFC North than the Chiefs are to even win the AFC West. And best of all for the Lions, how about Jahmyr Gibbs showing up like he did last night? Now you know why they selected him where they selected him in the draft. Man, this dude was awesome. And that was not just a Jahmyr Gibbs coming out party. That was a coming out blowout bash with beer bongs and keg stands and dudes doing backflips from the roof onto the pool, into it, looking like chalk.
People love my Count Chocula cereal.
Lions fan, you had to be channeling Jim Irsay hard watching Gibbs run wild last night. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.